Hi, everybody. I'm the owner of Hoofbeats and Harmony, which is a horsemanship program based in Oxford, North Carolina. And I have Felix here with me today. I'm going to share with you how I teach him to come get me from the mounting block. So I like to start with the mounting block next to a fence, and that way I have the fence to help discourage any forward movement because I want him to really be thinking about figuring out the puzzle and coming towards me sideways. And so removing one of the factors of him being able to move forward can be really helpful at this stage. If you do it away from the fence, you'll often find that your horse will want to just go in circles around the mounting block, and it's really hard to discourage forward but still let the horse kind of figure out what you're asking when you ask them to come sideways towards you. So I like to have the fence there when I'm first teaching the horse. So now that he's up against the fence, I'm going to use my stick and reach over his back and tap him. And if he thinks about coming sideways towards me, then I'll immediately take the pressure away. And I just recently taught him how to do Spanish walk. And he thinks anytime that there's a puzzle, the answer is always Spanish walk. So you'll probably see him do that a lot. And I'm just going to ignore it. I'm not going to discourage him from doing it since it's something I taught him to do. And it's something that I want when I ask for it. I don't want it when I don't ask for it. But I'm just going to ignore it. And that way he's not getting a reward, but he's not getting any sort of negative feeling about that because that is something that I want him to be able to do. So I'm going to reach over his back and I'm going to ask him to take a step towards me. Good. And I'm going to reward the step towards me. I'm going to ignore the Spanish walk. So again, reach over his back, apply a little pressure, and I'm going to keep asking because I'm not asking for Spanish walk there. And as soon as he thinks about coming towards me, I'm going to release and reward him. Now, Felix isn't very food motivated. If your horse is food motivated, you can always use cookies or treats. But here I'm just rewarding him by taking the pressure off and by rubbing him. I'm going to ask. Good. And then I'm going to reward. Good. And so now I have his neck and shoulder next to me. But what I really need in order to be able to get on is going to be the saddle, obviously. And so I'm going to reach over his back. And I'm going to tap his hip. I'm going to keep asking. Good. Until he thinks about stepping his hip towards me. Good boy. And I want him to feel really good about being right here where I would need him to be to get on. Now, I could probably get on from here, but I want to teach him that the ideal spot to be is where it's easiest for me to get on. So with the saddle right here, right next to the mounting block so that I don't have to stretch or get off balance myself in order to get on. Good boy. And so I'm going to keep working on it until he gives the saddle right to me. There, right like that. So from here, it would be very easy for me to get on. The stirrups right there by my leg. It would be easy for me to just swing up there and get on. And so I just want to hang out here and make this the really good spot. I'm not going to get on him right now. You can see I don't even have the stirrups down. I'm just going to hang out with him and make this the good spot. That way he knows that when we go up to a mounting block, it's not an immediate I get on him. It's more of a we sit here, we hang out, I stand still. This spot is really good. I want him to feel like that place at the mounting block is a really good spot to be. I want to hang out and just stand there. And that will help with horses wanting to walk away as soon as you get on as well, because they go, oh, well, we hang out at the mounting block. So I go up to the mounting block and I'm just going to stand and hang out rather than immediately moving on. Good boy. Right, and now I'm going to get down off the mounting block and I'm going to walk him away. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing. We're going to reposition and see if he can do it again. So I'm going to send him out and around. That way the fence is in front. And then I'm going to reach over and ask him to step towards me. So I'm just going to keep asking. Good. Good boy. Keep asking. Ask him to bring that hip all the way around. Not Spanish walk. There. Right there. That's where I want him to be. That's a good position. You can see he's done this a few times before. This is probably our third session working on this. You don't always get that nice fluid movement in your first session. You just take little baby steps, reward every single try, and just very gradually build it. Good boy. So now that Felix has mastered coming towards me and lining himself up with a mounting block at the fence, we're going to give it a try out here in the open. So I'm going to have my rope ready in case he tries to go forward, and I'm going to be lifting straight up on the halter to discourage forward movement. Because what I want to have happen is have his hip come around and have him line the saddle up right with the mounting block, just like we practiced with the fence. So I'm going to reach over him with the stick, and I'm going to stop his forward by lifting. Good. And if he brings his hip over even just a little bit, I'm going to stop and rub him. Good boy. And so again, lift to stop forward motion. Put a little bit of pressure back here on the other side towards his hip. Good. If he takes a step, stop and rub him. Good boy. Whoop. Sorry, bud. Sorry, bud. So lift over. Tap his hip. Good. Good boy. Now he's mostly brought me his shoulder, not so much his hip. So I'm going to ask him to go just a little bit forward. There we go. That way we're lined up better. Just a little forward. There. Because this is where I want to be lined up with. I want to be lined up with the saddle, not just with his shoulder. That way it's very easy for me to just put my foot up and swing over. And then we're just going to hang. We're just going to make this spot the very best spot. Hopefully it won't get any more static. I think that's what happened a second ago. I think petting his fur gave my hand a little bit of static. I think I zapped his ear a little bit. But we'll just stand here, hang out, make this a really good spot. Thank you for watching. For more training tips like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And you can also find Hoofbeats in Harmony on Facebook and Instagram.